Hey guys, F126 here, and welcome back to Highlights of the F1 League Season 5, and we are here, of course, today for Round 4 at the Russian Grand Prix at Corner Cut Central. So as you can see, coming to start my qualifying lap now, and just before we get into this video, you probably can't tell, but I do have a cold at the moment as well as a sore throat. So if it sounds like I'm dying at any point in this video, that is why. But as you can probably see, we have about a 20-minute video to get through. We're coming down towards the first proper corner of our qualifying lap. We're going to put it into second gear and take a lot of speed through that corner, avoiding cutting and extending, which I'm sure not everyone will be doing, but we're going to try and keep it as clean as possible, but it's obviously extremely difficult around this track. Turn 3 is nothing to worry about as we head into turn 4, revving the car out in third before shifting up to fourth, using all of the track there, but no more as we come towards the end of sector 1, and we are actually not purple because we're 2 tenths down because Galvanic Gamer or Worthy was running out 3-2 wings or something ridiculous. We've taken that corner quite nicely as we head into this left-hander. Third gear, then straight up to fourth on the apex, and we've taken that reasonably well. We didn't really want to be running on that curve, but it's alright as we go down to third for this right-hander onto the second DRS straight. We actually nailed that, to be honest, as we now come down the second DRS straight towards the second sector split, where we will see how far off Worthy we are now. And I can't read it. I think it's about half a second there, so this is not ideal, but we should gain time back in the final sector due to his low wings. We've taken that quite nicely as we've got too much oversteer on that curve as we head into this left-hander, and yeah, no one saw that. Apologies for that, I didn't really notice at the time, but it's the only corner cut on this lap, so I'm sure you'll forgive me, although in your see I probably would have been shanked for it, but this is the F1 League. We're going to let ourselves off this time round as we come across the line to complete a scrappy 1 minute 35.591, but we went again, and as you can see, can we improve on our position? I'm an Eagle 69 who is new for this week, is currently sitting on pole, and we think we can challenge that. I reckon we can get down to a 35.2, so let's see if we can do that now as we head down the pit straight towards turn 2 once again, and we're already up on our delta, but that doesn't really mean anything. Can we nail the first proper corner on this lap? Down into second once again, and I think that was slightly better than last time, as we've got on the power much earlier and carried a bit more speed. Yellow flags for some reason, probably just someone going slowly to let others through, as well. Delta is flicking between the red and the green, and it's actually gone to red briefly before we nailed that corner, and it should go back into the green, and indeed it does, and I think we're nearly a tenth up as it says we're purple. And we are actually, yeah, we are up on I'm an Eagles time, so that's always good, as we now come through the second sector now, breaking it down into third gear for this one. We've probably bottled that quite a lot as we now come into this corner. There's I'm an Eagle himself ahead of us as we're going to try and get it done, run outside, but yeah, we absolutely shit our pants when we came up to him, and indeed we've almost spun, and that's going to be the end of our sessions. But Luke and Silent Mole put in a banging lap at the end ahead of I'm an Eagle, and because I'm an idiot you can't see the quality results, but if you pause it there, I think it was Worthy in third and James F1 etc in fourth. But yeah, because we bottled it, we're down in seventh, but as you can see, some rain is coming at the end of the race. Obviously easy one stop, but it really depends when the rain is coming, because if it's coming early enough, maybe we can stretch the super soft tyres out, but I have no idea how long the super soft tyres will last. I reckon I can make them go to maybe lap 15, but no further, to be honest, as we're going to get ready for the formation lap any moment now. Or we're not, because we're going to have a look at our strategy again. Apparently we can change our setup because this game is really good, even though Parc Ferme was set to whatever it is on. But yeah, coming for the formation lap now. I think this is one of the furthest back I've been on the grid in a while, so that's always good. But formation lap, as usual, pretty pointless feature, to be honest. It was good at the start of the game, but it just gets a bit boring after a while. But loads of people wanted it, so I guess we may as well keep it in, and I'll show you a bit of it each week, as Azar Reactions has done a cheeky illegal overtake on Worthy there. That's not very good. But anyway, coming towards the end of the formation lap, we ourselves are going to overtake Worthy, who's going slowly, and then just sideswipes Casey when AI takes control, because, yeah, why not? And then coming around the final corner now, as we're going to pull up onto a grid spot. I wonder who's been naughty this week. I'm going to guess Toussaint's on there, and yeah, shock, he is actually quite a lot of people on there this week. CK was on there as well, as was Camendo. But yeah, we're going to pull up into our 7th place grid slot alongside James F1 etc, who I said was in 4th, he isn't. Project's in 4th, and Casey Legend behind us. So the lights are coming on now. We have 3 lights, now we have 4, and it's 5 lights, and it's lights out. We've got a lag start, but we've absolutely missed it. Project got more of a lag start and he's been disqualified, along with Lion and CK have all been disqualified right up to the start, and there was huge debate as to whether this would be a restart. We've got a safety car now, but yeah, I felt that it should have been a restart, but KC just decided not, and I can see why, because CK actually didn't get disqualified from the lag start. He actually got disqualified for reversing after being hit after the lights had gone off, so it was actually only 2 people who were disqualified from lag, mainly because James couldn't avoid Project, so that's rather unfortunate. We actually got the worst start in history and would have been absolutely mugged if it wasn't for the lag start, but we're actually up into P5 due to that Project being disqualified and that James went up his arse. But we're asking for the weather report already, but Jeff being particularly useless and just saying it's going to stay dry as we just head through the sector. And this was just the day after Azar reaction had blown me up in ULC, so we're going to be trying to stay as far away from him as possible. As you can see, he's currently chilling in P3, and yeah, that's really good, isn't it? Once again, Azar's lag has just blown up Worthy, so unlucky to Worthy there, as we've got an illegal overtake on him. I'm not having any of that, because I don't... Oh no, it's gone away. But yeah, I would have been pretty annoyed if I had to give that position back to Worthy, but yeah, we're now up into P4. Jesus, sorry about that. We're now up into P4, nice voice crack, due to a bit of lag, and at the end of the first lap, James, I think, has got damage from penetrating Project off the start line, and therefore he is coming into the pits along with Worthy, I would assume, as well, as I saw some front wing fly off his car. So Luke maintains the lead, I believe, with I'm an Eagle in second, Azar in third, myself in fourth, and I think Casey's up into fifth. My teammate Sam, who had an awful qualifying, mainly because he hates this track, I think he qualified in like 15th or something, which is not ideal, but he's up into the points at this stage, and that's good. And I know he is, of course, Mr. Tyre Wear Conserve, I don't know, but he's very good at conserving his tyres, so I'm sure he'll be aiming to make these tyres last until the rain, as we got the falling too far back message briefly there, but it's alright as we now come towards the end of the safety car at the end of lap 3. And I think this safety car has helped me a lot in terms of getting these tyres to the end of the race, to the rain rather, because it basically means that we've done 3 laps without racing. Unfortunately, I'm an Eagle hit Luke on the restart due to the limiter, and is as a result coming into the pit. So we're up into a podium position already as we start the 4th lap of this race. And we've got a bit lucky so far, but keeping our nose clean is always a good thing to do, and we've had experience of just being destroyed on safety car restarts before, but we're going to stay put into turn 2, but Azar's actually moved over under braking, and we've almost hit him in the back there, but I just didn't brake particularly late, I didn't feel, and then Azar coming over onto the racing line made it a bit too close for comfort, but luckily no contact was made, and all is good. But skipping on to lap 5, Azar appears to have dropped back from Luke, and we're going to have a go at him into the end of sector 2, but nothing doing there. And it's probably sensible to back out, because I don't particularly want to be smashing him off. I'm going to be conservative and hope I can take these tyres to the rain, but as you may remember from the last race in Bahrain, my tyre wear was absolutely awful, and there's nothing I can really do about that apart from short shift McGee, which is what you will see me doing a little bit. I didn't leave all the footage in because it'd be boring, but you will see me doing it a little bit. As we can see, setting a personal best at the end of lap 5, as we're now all over the back of Azar. We're actually going to have to lift off the throttle there because we don't want to go past him yet, but now we're going to go side by side. We now have the DRS it's telling us to pit, but we're going to ignore that obviously, and I think that will be moved on into turn 2. Will we leave him the space? Yes, indeed we do. Just shutting him out on the exit as we get a lot of oversteer off the white line there. But we've got the move done, and we're up into P2 now, so that's good. And I will hope to maybe try and catch the silent mole, but he was actually pretty quick, so at the moment I'm just looking to consolidate P2. I think I do have the pace over Azar. As we can see, skipping on to lap 7, coming through in this corner. And if you look very closely, you may have been able to see Luke having a bit of a slidey moment there. He was very much in the distance, but if you zoom in, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, so Luke just losing the back end slightly as we now come towards the end of lap 7. And we're going to see as we set our personal best of the race. So that just shows on 7 lap old tyres plus qualifying. I know there was a safety car, but we were setting faster laps. But skipping on to lap 8, the end of sector 1. And as we can see, Luke's actually put it in the wall there, and he's got damage. So that is not ideal for the silent mole there. Just losing the back end on the exit of that difficult rounder on the exit of sector 1. And he has got damage now. So that is going to severely compound, and no one saw that corner cut, if he wants to try and take these tyres towards the rain period, as we're now going to be within the DRS of him after being nowhere. And surely we're going to have the huge advantage with the full front wing at this stage. And are we going to be able to have a look up the inside in towards this corner? No, once again we think better of it. Luke plays a bit of an interesting line, but whatever. We're not going to complain as we head round into sector 3 now, and hopefully we can pass Luke. I think we will have the pace over him if he has damage from ring. I can't remember how bad he said the damage was, and he hasn't uploaded highlights yet because, well, when I'm commentating this. So I can't confirm how bad that damage was, but it seems to be affecting him quite a lot, especially through sector 3, and this is going to give us an opportunity on the pit straight. As you can see, our tyre wear is basically non-existent after 9 laps on them first qualifying, and we're going to be in the DRS now as we head down towards turn 2. And we're going to be in the slipstream, but we're not going to be close enough, so I don't really know what was going on there, as he manages to maintain the position into turn 2. But skipping later on once again onto the lap, we've once again got DRS coming into the end of sector 2, and once again nothing able to be done up the inside of that corner. And at this point we just received the 15 minutes till rain message, so at this point I'm thinking that's not ideal. That's going to be around lap 20, and I don't think I can make the tyres last. But I'm going to see when I'm hearing the 10-minute for rain message as Luke actually bails out and pulls into the pit. So that opens things up. Can we take these tyres to the rain? That is crucial now for this race as we come around the final corner to start lap 9. Start lap 10, sorry, my apologies. As you can see once again, Jeff telling us 15 minutes to rain, but we're going to ask for the weather report on the straight, and if you can see the subtitles at the bottom, Jeff is telling us that it's only 10 minutes, so we made a wise choice here, as 10 minutes is going to equate to around lap 17, I think. As we skip on to lap 12, not much is really happening. Looking at our tyre wear, it's not too bad. I think it was on like 47% or something, which is alright at this stage. Azar has also stayed out, but we actually have the pace over him at the moment, so that's always good to see. But if you're looking on the pit straight, Hamilton fans just killed I'm an Eagle, so that's always good. Pretty sure he just swiped across him on the straight, so that's always a good thing to see. Great driving, although he was on the pad for this week, and having tried that last season in Baku, it's not a fun experience, so still not the greatest driving. As you can see, as he's leaving the session, I've got about 2 frames per second, so that's really helping me. Luckily it was on a straight and it hasn't affected me too much, but coming once again towards the end of sector 2, and we're going to get this slowed down nicely. And at the moment I've got this under control, but I really need the rain to start coming soon. I think I have had the 5-minute message as we now skip on to lap number 15, my apologies. Weather report, I think it says 5 minutes there. I can't read it because I've got something in the way on my recording, but you can read whatever it said. But as you can see, the clouds are visibly getting dark as we now skip on to the next lap, as the rain is going to be with us very shortly now. As we come into this corner, we cut that and we've got our first warning of the race. But at this point I already know that Azar has a penalty, so it's looking pretty good for us. But as we can see, skipping to lap 17, we need the rain to come. We've got interselected our neck tyre, and as you can see, the tyre weight is quite bad. I think it's over 70% now, so we really need this rain to come. It's not even started raining yet, and I was expecting it to have done so by this point. But at this point I'm getting pretty desperate, as I know I'll probably get a puncture. As you can see, Jeff is telling us some uselessness about heavy rain, I think, coming soon. But now it started raining, and as you can see, probably you can see there's some drops on my car. But I'm thinking it's going to have to be lap 19 if I need to come in. It's not going to get that bad in one lap. But as you can see, we're going to continue on board just to show the lack of grip these tyres have. It started raining about 10 seconds ago, and we've already got a tank slapper through turn 3. So maybe it will be time at the end of this lap. We will never know. Well, we will know. We're going to know in about 20 seconds when I skip to the end of the lap and whether I'm coming in the pits. Jeff is telling me to go for the soft tyres, which is possibly the most retarded strategy decision I've ever seen in my life, considering it's literally just started raining, and he's now telling us that it's heavy rain within 10 minutes. I don't know why there's a yellow flag. Actually, I do know there was a contact between Worthy and Luke. But yeah, we're going to come through this sector and we're going to ride on board, I think, for the entirety of this lap, just to show what the grip level was at. As you can see, my tyre wear pretty bad there. I think 76 on the left rear, but I may be wrong because reading is clearly not my strong point if I've got that wrong. But whatever, we're going to continue, and that's what I'm saying in the party chat. I don't want to risk my tyres getting a puncture. I think I might come in at the end of this lap, and as you can see, you probably would disagree with me on that. Look at, it's not particularly wet, even though I'm missing about every apex on the track. You could probably argue that's due to slightly moist track and my tyre wear. But at this point, I don't want to puncture, so I'm going to risk it. I'm going to come into the pits for what will hopefully be my only stop of the race for a set of intermediates right about now. And I think Azar is going to follow me in. Will this be the right call? Well, we're only going to find out as we just navigate the pit entry nicely there, getting it slowed down to 50, not speeding in the pit lane like we did last season, and we're going to come into our one and probably only stop in this race now, and for a set of intermediate tyres, and that should always be lovely. Azar's followed us in, and as you can see by the mini-map, quite a lot of people followed us in. I think Jordan Gibbs was the only person who stayed out, and we will see if that is a good decision later on. But coming out of the pit lane now, Jordan Gibbs goes past us, and we're going to get on the accelerator. A bit of oversteer on the pit exit, but that is to be expected. And unless it gets extremely heavy, extremely quickly, these tyres will probably take us towards the end of the race. We missed the apex for turn 2 a little bit, but I wasn't expecting these tyres to be the right tyres for at least a lap. But teammate is in the pit. Sam is quite a long way behind, but DRS is disabled. So that proves that myself and Azar have made an absolutely incredible call to come in for Inters here. The first people to risk it, and it has paid off. And as we can see ahead, Jordan Gibbs, who I think started on those soft tyres, is actually struggling quite a bit. And we're going to close up to him quite a lot within these two corners, and we're going to really need to get past him because we want to get away from Azar. He's one warning away from a second penalty, and that's it as we run a bit wide there. But we've got past Jordan, and we need to hope he holds up Azar now as we come through the middle sector. That's a fantastic apex, great driving there. But it wasn't the case. Azar got past but reasonably quickly, but as we can see, skipping on to lap 22, yep, we've got Vapikoot's AI car, who I think we're about to lap. As you can see, the track's got pretty wet pretty quickly, and I think it'll be time for the full wet tyres by around lap 24, 25, but obviously there's no point pitting for the full wets at that point, and we will probably hold it out on his inters towards the end of the race as we pass Vapid's AI car there, who absolutely slows down through that corner as we go through him. So nothing really major going on at the moment. Azar is starting to close a little bit, but obviously he does have a penalty. So skipping to the end of lap 26 now, and we've only got one lap left to navigate to take our second win in the F1 League, our first proper win, because I don't really count the one at the 25% race in Hungary. But Azar has been closing all the while. We've been very careful on these inters because, one, we know he has a penalty, two, we know we have the gap, and three, we don't want to absolutely bottle job McGee it and bin it in the wall. But also, as you can see, there's a car ahead of me who I'm about to lap, and if you have good eyesight, you will be able to see that as my teammate Sam, who's had an awful race, and is about to get lapped by his teammate here on the last lap. If you've seen Sam's highlights, which I do recommend watching if you haven't watched them, they're always very interesting, and he combines the 3 league races, or the 3 or 4 league races that he manages to do in a week. In those, Sam nicely gets out of the way of myself and Azar, and if necessary, I'm sure he could destroy Azar if he gets too close to me. But hopefully that won't be necessary, and we can take this win nice and fairly with no help from our teammate doing some dodgy Michael Schumacher 1994 Adelaide actions. There's some controversial comments for any Michael Schumacher fans, but we appear to have this in the bag unless we put it in a wall, and we managed to lose about 4 seconds here because obviously Azar does have a penalty. We've only got the one warning, which I think is quite impressive, to be honest, and we've now only got just over 1 sector to go in this Russian Grand Prix to take a win with a fantastic strategy in a very challenging race here. The Silent Mole was the favourite right at the start, but then he made a mistake on lap 8 and went in for another set of dry tyres. Since then he's had incidents with Worthy as well, but at the moment it's looking like it's going to be us to take the win after making the most of the dry stint, just making the tyres last, and that will hand us the win here, as well as fantastic driving to keep everything under control in the wet now as we come around the penultimate 2 corners. Azar's actually run wide and got a second penalty there as we now come around the final corner and come across the line to win the Russian Grand Prix of Season 5 here, and the results will be on screen very shortly, and of course us taking our first win of the season moves us well up in the championship into second place, but we've closed the gap dramatically onto Luke because we were already in second. Because of our lag start, we actually only won the race by 0.017, but obviously Azar had his penalties, as did pretty much everyone else who finished the race. Or actually, everyone who finished the race got a penalty, apart from myself, so they're all cheats and should be banned for life. But yeah, Cyril Verline taking third place despite a 10-second penalty for an incident with James F1, etc. So congrats to him. He has entered Estonia for beating Luke, who came home in 4th after a difficult race. I think it was Camundo in 5th. Camundo was 4th on track, but a penalty dropped him down to 5th, and I don't really know the rest of the top 10. because I haven't got it on screen at the moment, but I think Worthy might have been 6th and Casey 7th with Jordan Gibson 8th. Something like that. It's on screen if you want to read it. But yeah, that's been it for today. I hope you did enjoy this race, including my first proper win, in my opinion, in the F1 League. And hopefully I can maybe back it up with another one at my least favourite track at Spain. I highly doubt it, but you never know. Crazy things do happen. But that's been it for today, guys. And until the Spanish Grand Prix, it's goodbye for now. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.